There we are. Oh, finally it connects. Hey, how about that? All right, Steve Aquilung here. Yeah, a very pleasant Monday morning to you. We're going to go with game 23 of the Dodgers 74 season here, April 30th, 1974, the second game of a three-game set between the Mets and the Dodgers. I'll be ready to go here in just a second. I've got my coffee, trying a morning game, see if I'm any more alert. I doubt it, but we'll see. And we've got two lefties on the mound today, Jerry Koosman for the Mets and Tommy John for the Dodgers. Koosman a 3.36 ERA that season, 265 innings pitched. Dodgers come into this game 9-13 on the season. And let's give you the Mets lineup now. Bud Harrelson will lead off and play short. Felix Millan at second base, bat second. Rusty Staub moves up to the 3 spot today in right field. Cleon Jones in left field, bats cleanup. John Milner, the little hammer, first base, batting 5th. Jerry Grody will catch today. He'll bat 6th. Wayne Garrett, the third baseman, bat 7th. Don Hahn will be in center today, who was, shrank yesterday. Anyhow, he'll hit 8th. Koosman, of course, bats 9th. And with that, we're about ready to get underway here. Bud Harrelson, a switch hitter, steps in. Tommy John's concluded his warm-ups. And we're set to go. Harrelson batting righty against the left-hander. And here's the first pitch of the game. That's going to be a 4-10 against the right-hander. That's into the gap for a double. Wynn runs it down. Bud Harrelson slides into second in plenty of time, and he's got a lead-off double. That's right, 4-10 right-handed. That's a double. Nobody held on at this juncture. John from the stretch as Felix Millan steps in, and here's the pitch. That's a 2-9 against the lefty. Grounder to short B. Russell's got that, looks the runner back, and throws him out, one away. And that'll bring up Rusty Staub. Staub, a left-handed batter, of course. Le Grand Orange. John from the stretch, and here's the pitch. 2-9 to the lefty. Grounder to short. Russell's got it. Glance at the runner and throws him out. So 2 down, and Cleon Jones will be the batter. Jones batted .282 that season in real life, 13 home runs. John from the stretch, and here's the pitch to Cleon. That's a 6-7 against the righty. Ball 4, he walks him. So TJ loses Jones. And the Mets will have runners at first and second with 2 down, and John Milner coming to the plate. John from the stretch, here's the pitch to Milner. Lefty on lefty. He taps it back to the mound. John smothers it, picks it up, and throws him out. So the Mets no runs on a hit, leave 2. And we go to the bottom, no score. Bottom of the first, I should say. Dodger lineup will be Lopes at second base leading off. Tom Paciorek will play left field today and bat second. Jimmy Wynn in center, followed by Ron Say, the third baseman, in the cleanup spot. Steve Garvey moves up to the 5 spot against the left-hander. Willie Crawford in right field hits 6th. Joe Ferguson will do the catching today and hit 7th. Bill Russell at short bats 8th, and Tommy John, of course, the pitcher, bats 9th. Koosman ready to go now. Lope steps in. Koosman gets his sign from Grody, and here's the pitch. That's a 6-5 to the righty. Grounder to second. Mion to his left, scoops it up. Flips over to Milner, and there's one down. Peshorek, right-handed batter. I gotta make this cat be a little quieter. Koosman, the windup, and the pitch to Peshorek. That's a 4-9 to the righty. Grounder to second base, X. That's going to be Felix Mion, of course. He's a 2. The roll is a 10. And he makes the play. So that's 4-3 on the X chart. X, I guess, for extreme difficult play. Those are the difficult plays, generally, where you have to check the fielder's defensive rating. Of course, he gets more involved in the super advanced error range, such as in the 1966 card set. Jim Wynn steps in with 2 down. Koosman winds and deals. That's a 4-8 to the righty. Ball 4, he walks him. So Wynn it on a 2-out walk. He's a B stealer, 1-13 with Grody's -2 arm. Makes him a 1-11, so there'll be no need for the Mets to hold him on. And Ron Say steps in. Big cheer for Say for some reason. Koosman ready now from the stretch. That's a 5-6. Double to 3, but that'll be a single with a 2-base advance on a 16. So that's into right field. That allows Wynn to scamper into third. And the Dodgers have runners on the corners with 2 down. And so it'll be up to Garvey. Koosman checks his runners. And the pitch from the stretch. That's a 4-5. Fly to center. That's Hahn. Takes a few steps back and puts it away to retire the side. So no runs on a hit, 2 left on. And we are scoreless after 1. I started my complete 1966 season replay yesterday. Cleveland defeated Washington 6-1 behind Sam McDowell. Game 2 this afternoon will be Pittsburgh at Atlanta. Okay, back to this one. Top of the second, Jerry Grody to lead things off. Tommy John ready now. The windup and the pitch. That's a 5-8 to the right-handed hitter. Fly to center. Can of corn for Jimmy Wynn, and there's one away. And Wayne Garrett will be the hitter. John winds and deals on the pitch to Garrett. That's a 5-7 to the lefty. Liner speared by Lopes. So Garrett hit it hard, but right at the second baseman. And with 2 down, Don Hahn, the center fielder, will be up. John gets the sign from Ferguson, and here's the pitch to Hahn. 4-7, swung on and missed, strike 3. So 1-2-3 second for Tommy John. And we go to the bottom of the second, still no score. Koosman taking his warm-ups now. Infield shaded a little to the right for Crawford. Left-handed batter, lefty on lefty. Kuzman's ready now. The windup and the pitch to Crawford. That's a 4-3 to the lefty. It's a fly ball to right field X. Staub is a 3. The roll is a 13, and he makes the catch for the out. So that goes 9 on the X chart. Nice play by Rusty Staub. And with one away, Joe Ferguson will be the batter. Kuzman from his windup now, and here's the pitch to Ferguson. That's a 5-11 to the righty. That's a grounder to second base X. That, of course, is Felix Millan again. He's a 2, and on a 20, he goes into the hole, turns and fires just in time. And with 2 down, that'll bring up Bill Russell. Kuzman set now, the windup and the pitch to Russell. That's a 3-9 against the lefty. It's a base hit up the middle. So a 2-out single for Russell, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Tommy John. Tommy John, a right-handed batter. Not much of a hitter, even for a pitcher. Kuzman a glance at Russell. And here's his pitch to John. 3-10, grounder down to third. That's Garrett. He's got it, and throws him out to retire the side. No runs, a hit, a man left, and we're scoreless after 2. Let's see how we're looking here on as far as the score sheet being lined up. Well, that looks pretty good. Okay. Moving along to the third now. The Mets will have the pitcher, Jerry Kuzman, leading off, and then we'll turn the lineup over back to the top of the order. Tommy John's ready now. Gets his sign, the windup and the pitch. That's a 5-8. Kuzman, a right-handed batter. Fly into shallow center. Jimmy Wynn in a couple of steps and puts it away. And that'll bring up Bud Harrelson, switch hitter batting right-handed. John's ready, the windup and the pitch. 112 against the left-hander. Grounder to short. Russell's got it. Throws across in time. So quickly 2 away in the third, and Felix Millan will be the hitter. John gets his sign, winds and deals. 4-9. That's into the gap. Win over to get it. Millan rounding. He's into second with a stand-up double. So a 2-out double for Felix Millan. And that'll bring up Rusty Staub with a man in scoring position. John from the stretch, and here's the pitch to Staub. 1-7. Fly to center. Fairly deep. Win back a few steps, but he's there. And that'll retire the side. So for the Mets, no runs, a hit, a man left. Seems like I've said that every half inning. No runs, a hit, a man left. Anyhow, we're scoreless going to the bottom of the third. The Dodgers will have the top of the lineup. Lopes, Pashorek, and Wynn. Kuzman's ready now. Gets his sign from Grody, and here's the pitch. 1-7. That's a single to 19. It's a single to left, just past the outstretched glove of Harrelson. So a leadoff single for Lopes, and he can run. A 17 minus 2 of 15. He'll be held on, of course. That'll make him a 1 through 13. Lopes taking his lead. Kuzmin to throw over there. Lopes back to the bag. Lopes a little bigger league this time. And here's the pitch to Peshorik. 4-9 to the right-hander. Second base X. That's going to be Mian. He's a 2, and the roll is an 8. Mian's got it. To Harrelson, back to first. Double play. So Lopes erased on the double play. Mian has really played spectacular defense so far in this game today. Now with 2 down, Jimmy Wynn will be the batter. Kuzmin winds on the pitch to Wynn. That's a 4-4 to the right. He got shortstop X. That's Harrelson. He's a 2. And that's a 14. Harrelson up the middle. He's got it. Throws across to retire the side. So the Mets flash some leather here in the third. Wait a minute. What am I doing here? That doesn't go there. Dodgers, no runs a hit, nobody left on. Double play erased that, and after 3 complete, we're still scoreless. We move along to the fourth. Jones, Milner, and Grody due up for the Mets. Tommy John set now. The windup and the pitch to Cleon Jones. It's a 4-5 to the right-hander. Grounder to second. Lopes to his left. Has it. Throws to Garvey. 1 away. And John Milner will be the hitter. Sounds like somebody brought a cat with them into the stadium. Okay, 1 down and Milner steps in. Lefty on lefty. John's pitch to Milner. 5-3. That's a fly to left field, X. That's Peshorik. He's a 2, but the roll is a 1. This could be trouble. He makes the catch. What do you know about that? Well, that was a hell of a play by Peshorik. And there's 2 down. And these cards are sticking together. 2 down, and Jerry Grody will be the hitter. John's set now and delivers to Grody. That's a 3-6. Fly to center, medium deep. Win back into his left a bit. And he's got it in an easy 1-2-3 inning for Tommy John. So we go to the bottom of the fourth, still no score. Say, Garvey, and Crawford due for Los Angeles. Kuzmin ready to go now. Gets his sign from Grody, and here's the pitch to Say. That's a 4-12. Tapper back to the mound. Kuzmin spears it. Throws over to Milner, 1 down. And Steve Garvey will be up. Garvey steps in, right-handed hitter. Kuzmin the windup, and the pitch to Garvey. That's a 1-6 to the lefty. Grounder to short, Harrelson into the hole, throws across in time, and there's 2 down. And with 2 down, Willie Crawford will step in. Kuzmin the windup and the pitch to Crawford. 4-12. Fly to center. Easy play for Hahn. He's there and retires the side. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Jerry Koosman. And after 4, we'll have one hell of a pitching duel going on here. There's no score in the ball game. Short break for a coffee refill. Okay, and we're back. Moving along to the top of the 5th. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Mets, Garrett, Hahn, and Koosman. John's ready now. The wind up and the pitch to Garrett. That's going to be a 3-7, triple to 6. Oh my God, it's a fly to right. Crawford racing over to the corner, and he's got it. Let's look at that again. 3-7, lefty, triple to 6, and the roll is a 7. So that almost got down and into the corner, but Crawford was able to get there, and there's one down. And Don Hahn, the center fielder, will be the batter. Here's John's pitch to Hahn. 4-6 against the righty. That's a grounder to second base, X. Lopes is a 3, and the roll is a 2. This could be trouble. That gets past Lopes and into center for a base hit. Hahn, a D stealer, no threat to run. The Dodgers will pull the infield in anticipation of the bunt. And the Mets will be bunting. Koosman trying to lay it down now. He's a D. And the roll is a 3. Batter thrown out, runner advances. So that's a successful sacrifice bunt for Koosman. That'll go 1-3. I can't get this cat to shut up. I gave him snacks, treats. He still wants more. That's how cats are. Eat and sleep. So we have a runner on second and 2 down, and Bud Harrelson the batter. John, a glance over at Hahn, and here's his pitch to Harrelson. 2-4 against the lefty. Grounder down to third. Say has it. Throws across in time to retire the side. So for New York, no runs, a hit, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still scoreless. Get a little drink of coffee here. Oh, man, that's good. This is some of the coffee I brought back from the coast. Not as bold or dark as what I normally drink, but it's still pretty darn good. Okay, bottom of the 5th. Joe Ferguson to lead things off. Koosman's ready now. The windup and the pitch to Ferguson. That's a 4-9 to the right-hander. Grounder to second base, X. Mion again. He's a 2. The roll is a 14. He's to his left. He grabs it, and he throws Ferguson out. Another fine play by Felix Mion. Mion putting on a defensive clinic down there today at second base. And Bill Russell will be the hitter. Kuzman's set now. The windup and the pitch to Russell. It's a 5-5 to the right-hander. Triple to 6. It's a 14, so that's going to be into left field for a base hit. Russell's on with a one-out single. He's a B stealer, but with Grody catching with his -2 arm, that makes him a 1-11. So the Mets will not hold him. Instead, they'll pull the infield in, anticipating the bunt. And John will be trying to bunt. He lays it down. That's a 6 on a D. Batter thrown out, runner advance one base. So there you go. Another sacrifice bunt. Each pitcher has one. And that'll push Russell to second base with 2 down. So with 2 outs and the speedy Russell in scoring position, Davey Lopes will be the batter. Kuzman, a look at Russell, and from the stretch, here's his pitch to Lopes. That's a 6-8 to the right-hander. Fly to left, easy play for Cleon Jones, and that'll do it. So again, no runs, a hit, a man left. And we're scoreless through 5. 2 left-handers very much on their game today. And slick fielding, Felix Mion will lead it off for the Mets in the 6th. Tommy ready now, and here's his pitch to Mion. That's a 4-7 to the right-hander. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That's only the second strikeout of the game for TJ. 1 down, and Rusty Staub will be the hitter. John gets his sign. Here's the pitch to Staub. 3-3. Pop-up right side. Garvey calling for it. And puts it away, 2 down. That'll bring up Cleon Jones. Jones, the Mets cleanup hitter versus left-handed pitching. John ready now, and here's the pitch. 1-7, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Tommy John put some mustard on it in the 6th. 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the bottom of the 6th, still scoreless. Pashorek, Wynn, and Say due up for Los Angeles. Kuzman ready to go now. The windup and the pitch to Pashorek. That's a 5-9 to the righty. Grounder to shortstop X. That's Bud Harrelson. He's a 2. The roll is a 10. And he boots it. Trickles out into center. He grabs it, throws, overthrows. And Pashorek winds up on second base on a 2-base error by the normally slick fielding Bud Harrelson. So error on New York. Pashorek finds himself at second base on a ground ball to short. And Jim Wynn will be the hitter. Kuzman pacing behind the mound, now comes to the top of the hill, gets his sign from Grody, from the stretch, the pitch to Wynn. 4-10 to the righty, grounder to third base X. That's Wayne Garrett, he's a 3. The roll is an 8. And he makes the play, the runner will have to hold. So nice play by Garrett, and there's 1 down. And Ron Say will be the batter. See, we're in the 23rd game of the season. Say has been in the cleanup spot most of the season and has only 9 RBIs so far. He gets a chance here as Kuzman comes set from the stretch and delivers the pitch to Say. 2-9, ball 4, he walks him. So Say draws the walk, first and second and 1 down, and Steve Garvey will be the hitter. Infield back now. Kuzman from the stretch. 5-8, swung on and missed strike 3. That's a big strikeout for Kuzman there. That gets the second out without advancing any runners, and Willie Crawford will be the batter. Kuzman from the stretch. Runners take their lead. They'll be running on contact with 2 down, and here's the pitch to Crawford. 6-7, swung on and missed strike 3. So Kuzman rears back for a little something extra with 2 men on and gets out of the jam. No hits, no runs, 2 left on, and we are scoreless going to the 7th. Milner, Grody, and Garrett due up for the Mets. I'll take a short break after this half inning for the 7th inning stretch to use the facilities. Okay, John Milner, the first baseman, left-handed hitter, steps in. Tommy John gets his sign from Ferguson, and here's the pitch to Milner. 1-8, base hit into right field. So leadoff single for Milner. Milner a B stealer. 1 through 13. Grody to bat. Here's John's pitch, and there goes Milner. Ferguson's throw, he's in there. So a stolen base for John Milner, and that could be huge. That puts him in scoring position with nobody out. John's next pitch to Grody. 3-5. Fly to left, Pashorik's there. Milner tagging, but that's not going to be deep enough, and there's 1 down. And Wayne Garrett will be the batter. Jim Brewer begins to loosen in the Dodger bullpen just in case. But it's John versus Garrett now, lefty on lefty, and from the stretch, here's the pitch to Garrett. That's a 6-7, swung on and missed strike 3. So Garrett down on strikes, and there are 2 away. And it'll be up to Don Hahn. John gets his sign from the stretch, delivers. That's a 2-6, grounder to short. Russell's got it. Over to first in time. So the Mets strand a runner on second with nobody out. And we go to the bottom of the 7th, still scoreless. Kuzman an endurance rating of 8 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. And I will be right back. Okay, we are back. Kuzman into his 7th inning of work here. Kuzman's due to lead off in the top of the 8th, so that could come into play. Dodgers will have Ferguson, Russell, and Tommy John's spot. That could also come into play. Kuzman ready now. The windup and the pitch to Ferguson. That's a 2-11. Grounder to short. Easy play for Bud Harrelson, and there's one down. Bill Russell will be the hitter now. Kuzman to the windup and the pitch to Russell. That's a 2-7. Base hit to left. So a single to left by Bill Russell, a B stealer. And now we've got a dilemma. What to do here? Oh boy, this is tough. Pitchers are pitching so well. John, an endurance rating of 7. He's pitched 7. Ay, ay, ay. I think they've got to try to score. We're going to have a pinch hitter for John. Hate to do it, but I think it's the right move. John only allowed 4 hits. He walked only 1, and now I'm feeling even worse about taking him out of the game. 3 strikeouts. And Jim Brewer will be the pitcher for the 8th inning. And now we need a pinch hitter against Kuzman. That's going to be right-handed batter Ken McMullen. Okay, 1 down, Russell on first, Ken McMullen the batter. Conference with Grody and Kuzman breaks up, probably discussing how they're going to pitch McMullen. Grody flashes some sign, and from the stretch, here's Kuzman's pitch. For 7, single to 3, and it's a 1. That gets past second base. Runner will only be able to advance 1 base on that. So pinch hit single for McMullen. Russell to second, and Davey Lopes will be the batter. Bob Miller begins loosening in the Mets pen. Kuzman from the stretch, and here's the pitch to Lopes. That's a 3-8. Grounder to short. This could be 2. Harrelson to Mian, back to first, double play. And Kuzman gets out of it. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left, and we're scoreless after 7. So Tommy John's day is concluded. Jim Brewer will be coming on, and what's good for the goose, as they say. The Mets will send up a pinch hitter for Kuzman. Kuzman 7 innings, 6 hits, no runs, walked 2, only struck out 2, and that was in the 6th when he got 2 strikeouts to escape that jam. Bob Miller will come in to pitch for the Mets in the bottom of the inning. And in the top of the 8th, Jim Brewer will be pitching for the Dodgers. And Ted Martinez will be coming off the bench to pinch hit for Koosman. Martinez played in this game in real life. So Brewer's set to go now. The windup and the pitch to Martinez. Screwball, ball 4. He walks him. Martinez not a threat to steal, but he is a 1-16 runner. And Bud Harrelson will be the batter. Brewer from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Harrelson. That's a 2-9, single to 6, 16. He lines out to Russell. So Harrelson hits it hard, but right at the shortstop, and there's one down. Now we'll bring up Felix Millan. Martinez taking his lead now. From the stretch, the pitch to Millan. That's a 1-7. That's a single to center, an open single. Martinez, 16, 19 with Wynn's arm. They'll concede that. Hold the runner to first. So on the base hit by Millan, Martinez takes third. And the Mets have runners at the corners and one away. And that'll bring up Rusty Staub. Brewer ready to go, and the pitch to Staub. That's a 1-3 liner, speared by Garvey. Oh my, what a play. That saved a run. Now with 2 down, Cleon Jones will have a shot. Runners at the corners, 2 away. From the stretch now, here's Brewer's pitch to Jones. That's a 4-4, deep to left field. Buckner, Pashorek turns around. That's gone. A 3-run blast by Cleon Jones. Jones scores. Millan scores, and Martinez scores, and it's 3-0 Mets. Let's look at that again. 4-4, right-hander. Home run clean, right off the pitcher's card. And just like that, it's 3-0. That'll bring up John Milner. Brewer will be from a full windup now, and here's his pitch to Milner. 5-3, left field X, that's Pashorek. He's a 2 on a 19. He makes the catch to retire the side, but 1 batter too late. As the Mets plate 3 on 2 hits. Oops. And lead 3-0 going to the bottom of the 8th. Right-hander Bob Miller will be taking over for the Mets on the mound. Pashorek due up, that with a right-hander on the mound. We'll have a hitter for him as the left fielder, of course. That will be Buckner, the other half of the platoon arrangement in left, at least for the time being, early on in the 1974 season. So Buckner steps in there now. Dodgers down by 3. Miller ready, the windup and the pitch. 1-8, base hit into center. Leadoff single for Buckner. He's an A stealer. So even with the -2, he's a 1-13. They will not hold him. His run is not important. And that'll bring up Jim Wynn. Miller from the stretch now, and here's the pitch to Wynn. That's a 3-9. Swung on and missed strike 3. So Jimmy Wynn down on strikes, and that'll bring up Ron Say. Miller gets the sign from Grody. Here's the pitch from the stretch. That's a 2-4. Deep to left field. Jones going back and catches it on the track. That was exciting. Let's look at that again. 2-4. Homer 1-5. The roll is a 9. So say a deep fly to left. And with 2 down, Garvey will be the hitter. Miller from the stretch, and here's his pitch to Garvey. That's a 1-5. Grounder to short. Harrelson's got it. Goes the short way to Mion, and that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 8th. So no runs, a hit, a man left after 8 complete. It's Mets 3, Dodgers nothing. Jim Brewer will be going back out there for the 9th. Left-hander ready now as Jerry Grody steps in. Grody, the right-handed hitting catcher. Brewer from the windup and the pitch. That's a 3-7. Base hit into right field. So Grody with a leadoff single. And Wayne Garrett will be the hitter. Brewer from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Garrett. 5-4. Pop-up. Lopes calling for it. And he puts it away, 1 down. And Don Hahn will be the hitter. Brewer from the stretch, the pitch to Hahn. 5-5, second base X, that's Lopes, he's a 3. The roll is a 20, roll again. The roll is a 13. He makes the play, runners advance 1 base. So Lopes' only play is to first. Grody takes second on the play, and with 2 down, the pitcher will be batting. Miller, a 1 right-handed pitcher. The Mets are going to let Miller hit. They want him to try to close it out in the 9th. So here's Brewer's pitch to Miller. 4-4, that's the same thing. With Miller a weak hitter, it's a single, and that scores another run. So an RBI single from Miller. Need to write him in here. That scores Grody, and it's 4-0. And Bud Harrelson steps in. Brewers pitch to Harrelson. 1-6, ball 4, he walks in. And Alston has seen enough out of Brewer. Here he comes with the hook. Brewer in 1 2/3 gave up 5 hits, 4 runs so far. 2 runners on are his responsibility. He walked a man. Struck out no one. Brewer had nothing today. And we're going to make that Charlie Huff. So Charlie Huff will be coming on to pitch to Mian. Huff ready now, and here's his pitch to Mian. 4-8, swung on and missed, strike 3. But the Mets pick up another run on 2 hits and leave 2, and it's 4-0, New York. Bob Miller trying to close it out here. He'll be facing Crawford, Ferguson, and Russell. Miller ready now. The windup and the pitch to Crawford. That's a 4-9, single into right field. So base hit for Crawford. No need to hold him on. And Joe Ferguson will be the hitter. Excuse me. All right, Miller ready now. From the stretch, the pitch to Ferguson. That's a 5-9, grounder to second. Mian has it. His only play is to first. And Crawford will take second on the throw. That'll bring up Bill Russell with one away. Miller's pitch to Russell. 2-7. Single into left field. That's Jones, a 0. Crawford can try to score on that, 1-16. But his run doesn't mean much at this point, so he's going to hold up at third. And we'll have a pinch hitter for Huff, who worked a third of an inning. Struck out the only batter he faced. And Manny Mota will be coming out. He gets a big hand from the crowd, always a fan favorite here. So with runners at the corners and one away, Mota will be the hitter. Miller, a 2 endurance rating, so one more hit or walk will tire him. Tug McGraw begins to loosen in the Mets pen. From the stretch, here's Miller's pitch to Mota. That's a 5-4. Third base X. That's Garrett. He's a 3. The roll is a 19. And he boots it. And throws it away for a 2-base throwing error. Oh my gosh. So a big error by the Mets. That scores Crawford. Russell to third. Mota to second. So it's 4-1. Runners on second and third, one away, and Davey Lopes the hitter. Miller trying to get out of this and close out this ball game. Glances down at third, and from the stretch, the pitch to Lopes. 3-11. Pop up left side. Garrett calling for it. He squeezes it, and there's 2 away. And the Dodgers are down to their last out. Bill Buckner will be the hitter. Miller from the stretch, and here's his pitch to Buckner. 4-9, base hit into right field. That'll score Russell. Mota will hold up. So it's 4-2. Tying runs aboard, but there's 2 away. Buckner and A Steeler, 1-13, not held. And Jim Wynn will be the hitter. And Miller is tired. That's 3 hits in his second inning of work. So here comes Yogi Berra. That's going to be all for Miller, who went 1 2/3. Gave up 4 hits, no walks, and a strikeout. And Tug McGraw will be coming in to try to close it out. Tug McGraw, the left-handed screwball specialist. Jimmy Wynn, the batter. Runners at the corners, 2 down, 4-2 Mets, 2 away. And here's the pitch to Wynn. 3-8, ball 4, he loses him, and the bases are loaded. Bases loaded and 2 down, and Ron Say will be the hitter. So we've got Moda on third, Pashorek at second, Wynn at first. McGraw ready now, and from the stretch is pitched to Say. That's a 1-7, grounder to third. Garrett has it, throws across, and that's the game. The Dodgers score 2 on 3 hits, but they leave the bases loaded. And the Mets win 4-2. Two runs charged to Miller. So Kuzman gets the win, McGraw the save. McGraw pitched a third, walked 1. See, one of the Dodger runs was unearned on the error, so only 1 earned run charged to Miller. Brewer takes the loss. He was completely ineffective. Gave up 5 hits and 4 runs in his inning and 2/3. So for the Mets, 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. The Dodgers, 2 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. And that's your final from Los Angeles, as the Mets beat the Dodgers 4-2. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and join me this afternoon at 3 p.m. Pacific for the second game of the 1966 season. That will be Pittsburgh at Atlanta. Meantime, this is Aqualung wishing you a pleasant good afternoon.